In this video, I'm going to dive deeper into dominant chord formation, its resolution, and its voicing on the key of F, okay? So make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to understand this concept to its deepest level, I beg, don't skip any part of these videos for your own good, okay? So now let's learn how we can form dominant chords on all the 12 keys. It's very simple, okay? I'm going to be giving you a simple formula which you can use anytime and any day, okay? So for instance, on the key of F, if you want to form a dominant chord on this, using the formula is very simple. You need your root note plus 4 semitones away from the root note, plus 3 semitones away, and plus another 3 semitones. It's very simple. So the root note is the note on which you are forming the dominant chord on, okay? So if you are to be on key F, the F note becomes our root note, okay? So 4 semitones away from the F note, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It gets us onto the A note. Now another 3 semitones away from the A note will get us to 1, 2, 3 to the C note, and another 3 semitones. That's it will get us to E flat, okay? So that's how to form dominant chord on every key, okay? That's using the formula. And also you can use another approach. That's when you find the major chord on, for instance, on the key of F, we just add a flat 7 note to the major chord to get a dominant chord. That's very simple. Let me show you. So on the key of F, this is our F major chord, F, A, and C. We are going to add our flat 7 note to it, okay? So for the flat 7 note, you just take your F major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the F major scale, okay? So you know that E is the 7th degree of the F diatonic scale, okay? So if you are to move a step lower, it means you are flattening from E to E flat, okay? So whenever we flatten from E to E flat becomes the flat 7, okay? So that's the flat 7th note on the key of F, okay? So whenever we add E flat to our F major chord, we get a dominant chord, F dominant chord, okay? So if you want to write this chord down, you can't write F dominant chord. It's too plenty, okay? So you can simply write F7, okay? So whenever you see F7, that represents F dominant chord. Whenever you see C7, that's C dominant chord, okay? For you to understand how to resolve dominant chords, you need to understand circle of fifth, okay? So for circle of fifth, if you're on key F, and if you are to get to the next 5th note ahead of F, to get us to B flat, the reason that we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes away from key F to get to B flat, okay? And if you are to move another 5 semitones away from B flat, it will get us to E flat, okay? So from C, 5 notes away from C will get us to F, F to B flat to E flat to G sharp to C sharp to F sharp to B to E, G, and so forth, okay? That's circle of fifth, okay? You know, if you have C dominant chord like this, okay, this is our C dominant chord, okay? And if you want to resolve C dominant chord always resolve to the next 5th note, okay? So per circle of fifth, it will resolve to F major chord, okay? Dominant chord resolves to major chord, okay? So this is our C major chord. It resolves to F major chord. That's very simple, okay? And if you are to be playing F dominant chord, it will resolve to B flat major chord, okay? Just take a 5 semitones away or a 5 semitones up from F to get to B flat, okay? So if you have F dominant chord, it will resolve to B flat major chord, okay? And you have B flat dominant chord, it will resolve to E flat major chord, okay? That's how we resolve dominant chords, okay? So spend time, find all the dominant chords for the other 12 keys, learn how to resolve 8 one by one. Okay, it's very simple. So now let me use this simple progression 1 4 5 1 progression for this lesson. Okay, so the whole thing is do fa so do fa so do. You're going to be using this simple progression for this lesson. Okay, you're going to be, this progression sounds more basic. You can use dominant chords as passing chords in here to create different voicing to like improvise on this progression. Okay, so you just stay tuned. For you to know how to use dominant chords as passing chords, you need to understand the relation between passing chords and time signature. Okay, so whenever the metronome hits 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, okay, all the chords that falls on the third and the fourth count are passing chords. Okay, from do to fa, you be counting 4 steps. Okay, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. Okay, so you see we've left a whole like 3 steps in between do and fa. Okay, so on the third or the fourth count you can play another chord to serve as a passing chord. Okay, so we can use either a mi as a passing chord. So if you want to use mi as a passing chord, then you need to play mi on the third or the fourth count. Okay, so let's play mi on the third count. 1 2 3 4 1 2. Okay, 1 2 3 4 1. Or we can also play the mi chord on the fourth count. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 1 2. Okay, so in this case mi or A minor has become a passing chord. Okay, so that's how we use passing chords. Now let's substitute dominant chords in place of A minor chord. Okay, so chord substitution is very simple, just replacing a chord with another chord that shares some notes in common. Okay, for instance, if I have F major chord right here and I have D minor chord right here, you can see that the note of F and A can also be found here. Okay, you see F and A can be found in F major and also can also be found in D minor. Okay, so in this case we can sometimes replace D minor with F major. Okay, that's what we call chord substitution. So the progression is from do to fa. Okay, so we need to figure out a dominant chord that can resolve on this B flat major chord. Okay, and to get that dominant chord you can take a step 5 semitones away from this B flat note. That's 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so you can say that F dominant can resolve to B flat major chord. Okay, so in this case we're going to be using F dominant chord as a passing chord to get to B flat. Okay, we're going to be playing on the third count or the fourth count. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 1. Okay, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Okay, so that's F dominant resolving to B flat major chord, and we are using it as a passing chord. Okay, it's very simple. So from fa to so to B, that's B flat to C major chord, we can look out for passing chord here. Okay, to close the gap between 4 to 5. Okay, so we must look out for a dominant chord that can resolve to this C major chord. Okay, so to find that chord we can take 5 steps lower. Okay, so it will get us to G. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5. That means we need to play G dominant chord for us to be able to resolve on this C major chord. Okay, so to find G dominant chord, very simple. This is our root note 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, this G dominant chord. Okay, you're going to be resolving G dominant chord to C major chord. It's very simple. Okay, so do to fa we are using the F dominant chord. From fa to so, B flat to C major, we are using G dominant chord to resolve to C major. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, now okay, that's very simple. Okay, then from 5 to 1 2, we can get a passing chord that can resolve on this F major chord, okay? So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can see that C dominant can also resolve on this F major chord, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, okay? This is very simple, okay? Just pay attention and follow what I'm doing, okay? Now let's look at the way we can voice out both the left and the right hand to create different voicing right here, okay? You know, playing something like this sounds more basic, okay? So to do that, you need to figure out the notes which you can play on your left hand to counter the passing chords on your right hand, okay? You know, from do to fa, we use F dominant, okay? So we can use A note, that's the mi as a passing note to get to fa, okay? So do, mi, fa, and from fa to so, we can use re as a passing note to link fa to so, okay? So do, mi, fa, fa, re, so. Then so to do, we can use T, that's the E note, to link so to do, okay? Do, mi, fa, fa, re, so, ti, do, okay? And you know that whenever you play, let's come back to a basic level. Whenever you play this F major chord on your right hand, we mostly play F, C, and F, okay? When we play our fa chord, we play F, B flat F and B flat, okay? When we play so, we play C, J, and C, okay? When we play mi, we play A, E, and A, okay? So now it's very simple. Where we play F dominant chord as passing chord, we're going to be playing this mi chord extension on left hand, okay? And where we play J dominant chord as a passing chord, we're going to be playing this re chord extension on left hand, that's J, D, and J, okay? So something like this, okay? Okay, then from so to do, I said we can use T as a passing chord, so we can extend the notes here to get something like this, okay? So where we play the C dominant chord, we can play something like this on the left to counter our right hand chords, okay? Okay, so this is the simplest version, okay? Now to voice out today's chords on both the left and the right hand, very simple, okay? So let's concentrate only on the passing chords, okay? So you know the first passing chord where we play something like this, okay? And we have to check the notes on both left and the right hand. You can see some of the notes repeat itself here, okay? So you can see that if you're on the left hand, A, E, and A, okay? The A note has repeated itself here, okay? You can omit it and play only A and E, okay? And for the dominant chord, this is the F dominant chord. You know, you can see that this A note has repeated itself on both left and the right hand, okay? So we can omit this A note from our chord to get something like this, okay? So let's maintain something like this. A, E, F, C, and E flat, okay? So let me bring it here. So we can use this as a passing chord to get to fa, okay? Okay. Now let's put everything together, okay? So okay, so I'm using A, E, F, C, and E flat, okay? Something like this as a passing chord, okay? To get to B flat. That sounds nice, okay? Now from fa to so, where we play something like that, this is a whole bunch, okay? Now let's look out for the left hand chord. Now let's omit this G note from it. Okay, you can see this is just a repetition, so we can omit the G note, leaving G and D. Okay, when we play our G dominant chord on our right hand, you see this G note can also be found on the left hand. So let's take it out, leaving B, D, and F. Okay, still we can see that this D note can also be found on our left hand. So let's take it out, leaving B and F. Okay, so this B tritone. Okay, this B tritone. Okay, if you want to know more about tritone, I will leave a link in the description below to watch my full video about tritone. Okay, so now from fa to so, instead for us to play these whole staffs, we can play only this. Okay, G, D, B, and F. Okay, okay, so now from so to do, instead for us to play this whole thing, we can voice them out. Let's omit this E note from the left hand, leaving E and B flat. And for our right hand, let's compare the notes here. We have E here and E here. Let's take this E note out. We have this B flat note here. Okay, let's take it out. Now we have something like this. You have E, B flat, C, E, and G. You can see that E note has repeated itself here. Let's take it out, leaving. So there is E tritone on our left hand. Okay, and there is C power chord. Okay, this is a C power chord. This is a C5 chord. Okay, C5 chord. Okay, so let's bring it closer. Okay, okay, we're gonna be using this as a passing chord to link so to do. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let me repeat again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so this is a very nice voice in which you can use any day and any time. Okay, that's how you can use dominant chords. Okay, this is a basic level. You advance on it little by little. Okay, just make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, so whenever I drop a video, you can just notify and watch it. Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video.